Alright, so I've got the SKP left side steering knuckle here. I'm going to be putting that on today. Here's the old one that I took off. Now, it's $125, not the, well, let's just say, probably not the best one in the world you're going to find. I don't know how you're going to determine what is the best. A lot of times they're made in the same place anyway. So yeah, we're going to go with this. You know, it's an economic decision really we're making here. The first one we put on the right side just a few days ago was a $300 Dorman, and so you know I'm not going to pump that kind of money into this car under the circumstances of it anyway. So we're going with the SKP. What I've done is taken the lower ball joint out of the old one that I took off, using a vise to do that, and I'm swapping it out over here into the new one. Fortunately, I think we're going to manage with this one okay. I've got this torqued to about 80 foot-pounds. I'm afraid, you know, I might break something here on the steering knuckle or my vise, so I decided to go ahead and do the rest of that on the vehicle. Yeah, let's see what we get with it. We get the same as Dorman set. We get 2 dust covers for the bearing. Get a nut for the CV axle. Get a cover for the CV axle. Get a pin for the CV axle. So that's what we received. Part number is 97 through 2001 Camry. Maybe even go back older than that. Don't know exactly for sure anyway. So before mounting this, we're going to make sure we put this cover over the bearing. Also, and it's already down flush all the way. It's not a whole lot of retention, but that's fine. Yeah, that's one reason you want to make sure also that you have the nut on before you put this on, because you're not going to be able to get the nut over this if you have this on. Alright, let's go ahead and take this to the car. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the knuckle and I'm going to line up CV axle in here. Put this bolt in first right here just to kind of support it. Line up the splines, there we go, all the way through. Put the nut on there, that's good. Alright, next I'm going to try to line these 2 ball joint nuts up here in the control arm. And try to do this holding the camera, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. And you can see that's axle is going to probably come out of the hub more. Okay, great, cool. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to have to use 2 hands for this. Just pushing down, lining up, make sure I don't get my hand pinched. Alright, so those 2 are in. Grab the nuts. Got the nuts just on. I'm going to be tightening those so we can line up the hole for that bolt that will be coming through. In the meantime, let's go ahead and try to get the axle in a little bit better. Alright, I think that'll come later when we get these bolts in, or get these nuts tightened. It should line right up. There we go. Looking good. Okay, those are kind of snug. Let's take our bolt and see if we're going to be able to get it started. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to go back later, and we're going to, of course, torque all this down. All right, next we're going to get this speed cable sensor, put that in place. Okay, so goes right in there. 10mm bolt. Okay, for this one, I'm just going to get it really tight. I don't want to break it off, so don't want to overdo it. About like that right there. Tie rod is next. Get this castle nut off and lay it in place. Okay, great. We'll torque that later. I've got to find the torque specs on these as well. All right, this little speed sensor locks in over here. There's a hole on each side. Actually, we can't do that. We've got to put that bolt in first. We'll do that last then. Yeah, we'll do it now. It's time to do it now. So what I'll be doing is just pushing this back and taking the other strut bolt, sliding it through. Okay, we're going to put our rotor on now. All right, so it'd probably be a good time to torque everything down before we put the rotor and brake on. For making the video, just to kind of give an idea of how to put this thing back together, I'm going to go ahead and put the rotor on. Put this little cable back in place, a little bracket here, and then torque everything later. Yeah, that's just what we're going to do. So let me grab that rotor. Put a couple of lug nuts in place. Lock this down while we put the caliper over it. Okay, I'm going to untie it, get right back. Make sure the pads are still in their position. Okay, I got to line the holes up in the caliper with those two bracket bolts. And it's kind of hard to see in here. Got one started though. There we go, tightening up. That's the bottom one. And top one. You know, we're going to come back and tighten these. That's really just about it right there. All we need to do is go torque everything to the proper spec, and I'm probably going to use this old CV axle, original CV axle nut. This old one goes on so nice, came off really easy as well, so we'll use that one again. Yeah, that's going to be it, I guess, for this SKP. Steering knuckle, left side. I'm going to leave that on. I'm going to tighten these a little bit more here. Yeah, we're going to, you know, torque that. Torque these up here. Course torque these down here to spec. Try to get that castle nut lined up with the hole. Tighten that a little more. That's difficult sometimes because once you get it to torque, a lot of times you have to back off, and sometimes when you back it off, it loosens the whole nut, even if you've torqued it, you know, for a long time to get to that spec. So we'll deal with that. But thanks for watching. I'll try to give a update on this SKP. Alright, I want to give an update on the loaded knuckles SKP on the driver's side here in the Dorman. I've been driving around now for about 4 days. You know, different speeds, gotten up to around 65. So I don't expect to have any problems really, at least anytime soon. Don't have any strange sounds from them, and yeah, pretty happy so far. So who knows, they may last a month, may last 10,000 miles, may last 100,000 miles, I don't know. But you know, everything is good right now, and you know, it's not that difficult of a job to do. If I have to, you know, go back in there, don't want to have to go back in there and replace them. But anyway, I guess that'll be it. Thank you for watching the video. Until next time, have a nice day. Take care.